Something that I've done before quite a few times is you'll see me once in a while, I'll put a piece up to my lips, because this dry stuff, if you put it up to your lips, it feels actually warm. Not warm, but it's just like air temperature, and it's dry. You can feel it because your lips are very sensitive. But these wet ones, you put these up to your lips right after you split them, and they're cool and wet. You can feel it. Now with your hand, you can feel it a little bit, but with your lips, you can really tell the difference. Today at In the Wood Yard, I've got wood. We're going to deliver it. We're on the way right now. Here we go.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, huh?
Every 2 weeks. Well, the next will be not next weekend, and after that, but the next 3 weekends. Because then we have trick-or-treating for the campground.
Oh, yeah.
I'm off 1 weekend trick-or-treating for the campground, and then closing. So we got to winterize everything.
Do they allow year-round camping here? They shut power off, or?
They allow deer season.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then after that, they close it down.
So I backed up the trailer, disconnected it, and the deliveries for today are done as far as I know, unless I get a call. And I just looked at the radar. It's sprinkling out right now, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get a lot of rain for about another 2 hours. Then we're supposed to get measurable rain, they said. So it's nice temperature though. It's only about 64, 65 degrees, and it's not sunny, so it's very nice out. So I'm gonna go back to my piles, and I've got a whole bunch of oak that's cut up here that I think I'm going to do some splitting on. At least that's my plan. So going back to see what if I can make some dents into the pile of logs. Here they are. That's the stuff I cut last week, or a few days ago anyway. And then Tony and I split a little bit yesterday, and now I'm going to uncover it. Oh no, it's raining quite a bit. I'm not going to melt. I'm just going to keep working. It's nice out, so we're gonna get some splitting done. So I just uncovered the splitter. I got some gas, I filled it up. We're gonna go that direction. I got about 2 hours before the measurable rain is gonna come, the heavy stuff they say. So we're gonna start her up, and we're gonna make some big pieces into little pieces. So here we go. Okay, I did not realize my mic wasn't working until after I looked at the footage that I shot. What I'm showing you here is the end of a butt. There's a couple different ones. That one right there is, there's no checks, no marks in it. It's solid wood. And that first one I showed you a lot of cracks. Here's another one with a whole bunch of cracks. So you can see that it's going to be dry because it's cracked all the way through. Another solid one. So I'm just going to show you when I split these apart now. That's what I'm explaining. I was going to show you how that I know they're dry on the inside because you can tell. And what I'm going to do is the pile that's to my right there, I'm throwing the dry wood over there, and then the wood that is wet goes off the back of the splitter, so then it can be stacked so that it can be dried, and the other stuff can be sold right away. Now, what I'm explaining here is sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can lift a piece and you can know. But another technique that I do a lot of times, you'll see coming up here in a little while, is I actually can hold the wood up to my lips because your lips are much more sensitive, and you can actually put the wood right up against your lips, the inside split piece, and you can feel the moisture. It's kind of cool and damp because your lips are way more sensitive than your mouth, than your fingers are. And obviously that's what I'm talking about, how you can touch it to your lips. And then the dry one, when you put it up there, it's actually sometimes, especially if it's been in the sun, it's actually kind of warm, and it will feel very dry to your lips. So that's a real easy way to tell if it's dry on the inside without even using a moisture meter, by using your lips when you put the wood up against it. So that piece right there I was pointing to, you're going to be able to tell is going to be dry, and because you're looking at it at the end and you can see how cracked it is, and I just know from experience that that will be dry. So I'm going to split these few pieces here coming up now, and then you'll get to see what it looks like. So, and again, sorry my mic wasn't working for some reason. I don't know if I didn't turn it on or the battery was dead. I don't know what happened, but I didn't realize it till later. So anyway, we're going to split these pieces, and then we're going to talk about it, and then I got my mic working later on. So here we go. We're doing some splitting right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the dry cracked one first, and actually when you're splitting it, you can actually hear it kind of snap and pop. And you look at it, it's very dry. You can see the color of it is very light. So that's dry stuff. I'm going to set that over to the side. And then I think next I'm going to split, if I remember right, I'm going to split one of the ones that I know is real heavy. And that's solid. You can see there's no cracks in it, and it feels heavy. So I'm going to split that one, and that one you'll see will be much darker on the inside. So you can actually see that it's wet on the inside. If I hold it, see how dark that is? So you can tell. And if you compare that to the first one, it's the dry one. See how much lighter that first one was? Because there's no moisture in it. I mean, it's down into the teens of percentage. It's probably like 14, 15% when it looks like that on the inside. And then the other ones will probably be in upper 20s. Because this wood was standing dead, so it was actually pretty dry, as far as not having bark on it, and a lot of the moisture is already left, but it's still not dry enough to burn, which is why I'm separating it as I go. When I'm splitting, because obviously the stuff that's still wet, like that piece right there I'm splitting, you can see how dark it is, that needs to dry some more. And the pieces that are over in the pile that's out in front of me there, that stuff is dry. That's why I'm separating it so it can be sold. So I'm just splitting these down a little smaller here. Okay, so I just split those pieces that I had here, and I'm going to show you the difference in the color. This one right here is a wet one. That was the last one that I split, and this was the one real dry one. You can see the difference in the color. Much darker, much lighter. And again, if you look at the ends, this one is solid. There's no checking. This one, there's all kinds of cracks in it. So, and on both ends you can see this is the wet one, no cracks, dry one, cracks. So that's one indicator, is the cracking. The lightness of it is another indicator. You can kind of tell if it's a lot lighter than a piece the similar size, it's probably going to be dry compared to the other one. Now, the reason I'm splitting these down, like I mentioned, is that I want to make sure that the stuff I'm selling is dry. So I'm throwing it over there, and then the wet stuff's going over here that can dry additionally. Now, something that I've done before quite a few times is you'll see me once in a while, I'll put a piece up to my lips, because this dry stuff, if you put it up to your lips, it feels actually warm. It's not warm, but it's just like air temperature, and it's dry. You can feel it because your lips are very sensitive. But these wet ones, you put these up to your lips right after you split them, and they're cool and wet. You can feel it. Now with your hand, you can feel it a little bit, but with your lips, you can really tell the difference. So that's a really good indicator between the wet and the dry. So that's why I'm doing it. And so I just throw the wet ones back this way, and then the dry ones are gonna go over that way. And you can just see clearly that these are much lighter, much drier. than the wet ones. You can tell when you lift them too. So just a little Tipolinski for you all, something to think about. I'm not saying I can grade them right down to the percentage, but I can tell if it's dry or not. So if you don't have a moisture meter, that's just one additional way to do it. Actually, several different ways. You can go by lifting. You can clunk them if you've done it enough, you can kind of start to hear what a high-pitched clunk is when you put them together. So lifting, clunking, splitting, obviously, you can see the inside of it. Looking at the ends to see if it's cracked on both ends or not. And then when you split it open, by seeing that it's darker or lighter, the dry stuff will be much lighter and the dark stuff will be much darker. You can tell. You can feel it. You can smell it when you split one open that is wet on the inside, that's not dry. Definitely you can smell it. It smells like, like puke. And at least red oak does. Each type of wood has their own distinct odor. But red you can really tell. And if it's a dry piece, you really don't smell hardly anything. Then the smell goes away. So yeah, you can look at it and you can feel it. And like I said before, you put it up to your lips, and if it's a dark, wet piece, you can feel it right away in your lips. Your fingers, you can feel it a little bit, but with your lips, you can really feel it. And then the dry ones will feel dry, and they'll actually be like air temperature, sometimes even warmer, like on a sunny day. The dry ones will actually be warm. I don't know what it is. It just, they seem to warm up, which is why I think they dry fast, is that you get it warm. But that cool dampness on the inside keeps them cool. So we're getting back to splitting right now. There we go. I got a little bit done. That was about an hour and a half's worth. I just got a signal from God. He said it's time to quit. I just saw a flash of lightning. I could hear a little rumble, and it's real dark to the west, and it's been about as long as they said, and it's supposed to. I just felt a few sprinkles. So rain is coming, and I got other stuff to do, so I think that's going to be it for the splitting for today. I got this whole part right here done. I got most of that over there done, and we made a little dent in the pile. We're kind of making progress. So yeah, the machine, I just keep moving it this direction, and I'm separating the dry stuff over there, and then stuff that needs to be dried additionally is over here. Now, some of this stuff is probably like 50% dry already. You know, there's like a band of an inch or inch and a half on the side that's dry, but the inside is wet, which means it would probably burn, but it's just not quite good enough, especially because the inside is going to be wet. So there's a lot of good wood there, and this stuff will dry real fast. I mean, that's why I wanted to get it done right away, because it's very possible that we still got a couple months of drying. Probably late winter, some of this stuff will be ready to go for sure by next spring, because like I said, it's like 50% dry already. And that stuff's ready to burn right now. So that's just not even gonna get stacked. It's just gonna get loaded up and delivered. So I'm just gonna keep going in the pile that direction. When I get that done, then we're gonna hit the locust. We're gonna cut that up and then get that split, and get that stacked and deliver and take wood and get wood, and it's just constant work, but I like it. So that is it for today, folks. Thanks for being here. You know what to do. Hit the buttons, hit the like, the subscribe, the share. If you do, that'd be awesome if you did, because that way the channel just grows, and that's what I want, and that's what I need, because I do it just for you. Every day, every morning, 5:30 Central Time, there's a video just for you. Tomorrow there'll be another one. Between now and then, get outside, get cut. Good night, Irene.